I'm going to show you four things that you can actually incorporate in your daily ritual that can help you accelerate the manifestation of what you're looking for in this season. This is Mountain of Inspiration. My name is Dimitri. If this is the first time learning on our channel, welcome. Welcome to Mountain of Inspiration. If you're a returning member, to this growing family, welcome back to Mountain of Inspiration, a place where you can expect to receive motivation and inspiration on a daily basis through the eyes of history. Why? Simply because we believe that there is absolutely nothing new under the sun, that anything or everything that we're actually experiencing right now has been experienced by someone before us, and we can learn through their highs, we can learn through them, we can learn through the mistake, we can learn through the lesson, and find out how they overcame their own issues, and how we can also learn to overcome whatever we're actually facing. Four things again that you can actually incorporate right now in your routines that can help you accelerate the manifestation of what you're looking for. Let me start with a story. In 1995, when in June, the World Rugby was actually taking place, a championship was taking place in South Africa. The Springboks were set to actually compete against the mighty All Blacks from New Zealand. Right before the actual game, as customary for them, the All Blacks from New Zealand decided to perform the ritual, which is known as the Haka dance, the iconic dance that actually was supposed to actually be a dance of intimidation that was supposed to instill a sense of fear and sense of intimidation in the heart of soul of the people in front of them. They performed, led by Jonah Lomu, the mighty 6'5" giant from New Zealand, the one who single-handedly destroyed England before reaching the finals to actually face the Springboks from South Africa. They performed as usual, but unfortunately for them, on that afternoon, the 65,000 people that actually showed up to the game, most of them were actually rooting for the Springboks. So that dance that was supposed to instill in the heart and soul of in Springboks a sense of fear did not actually work. The mystery and the magic it was supposed to instill. After the dance, of course, they went into the game and they lost the game, and the Springboks became the champions in 1995. The ritual was actually executed as it has been executed before, and even during other games when they actually won. But for that one game in 1995, it did not work. But let me just tell you a story of a competition where a sense of ritual, when it was executed, it actually led to a mighty and brilliant victory. The stage is New Jersey. The time was 1988, June 27, 1980. So basically 7 years before the Haka dance in South Africa, in 1988 in New Jersey. Two gladiators, mighty gladiators, standing on impressive record. One standing on a record of 31-0. So basically, he fought 31 times, and 31 times he actually won. And he never lost. On the other end, we had another giant, another gladiator, a mighty gladiator, a rising superstar, standing on an impressive record of 34-0. So basically, he went into the ring 34 times, and 34 times he managed to destroy and to win, and to win the fight. So they were supposed to actually fight that evening. The night of the fight, something happened in the dressing room, and I'm not going to get to it because that's not so much what I want to discuss for today. When the fight was set to begin, as customary, the first person goes into the ring, and that person went to the ring, and the person I'm talking about, standing on an impressive record of 31-0, his name is Michael Spinks. And Michael Spinks was the one that was favored by the likes of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali said, you know what, for this particular fight, I believe that Michael Spinks is going to win. Can you imagine? For this particular fight, I believe that Michael Spinks is going to win, is going to defeat the opponent. And the opponent in question was Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, after Mike Spinks made his entrance, was actually standing in the ring surrounded by his people and surrounded by all the officials. Mike Tyson decided to make his entrance. And for his entrance, you can watch the video on YouTube. It's all over the place. And it's something that has been discussed on many different occasions. But for today, we're just going to take a look at four things that you can actually learn from this fight and you can incorporate in your own daily ritual to actually help you receive and gain the edge that you need to have over the people that you have to deal with on a daily basis. Mike Tyson, for his interest, what did he decide to do? First of all, the music. He decided to actually not play music. It is not to play music like we are the champions, my friend. No. He didn't decide to play music like we will rock you. No rap music, no other music, no entertainment. He decided to simply play a sound, and the sound was like this. Dong, dong, went on and on and on. And as the sound was actually being played in loudspeakers all over the place, Mike Tyson then began to actually make his entrance. And how did he actually make his entrance? Not only the sound was intimidating, but the man decided to show up to the fight without wearing a robe, which was completely unusual. The man decided to show up already ready to rumble, ready to fight. Basically, no robe, no t-shirt, nothing on him. And all you could see was simply the bulging muscle, and the sweaty man was ready to actually fight with Michael Spinks. So as he's coming into the ring, the more the people started seeing him, the more they realized that, you know what, not only the man is ready for a fight, but even the choice of color was actually symbolic. Number one, he's wearing black shorts or black trunks, and he's also wearing black shoes. And the black shoes he's wearing without any socks. So later on, when they interviewed him, they asked him the question, why did he show up to that fight without wearing socks? Guess what he said? Because I like to feel like a gladiator. When I get into the ring, when I get into the arena, it's not for me a game. It's not for me a time to actually entertain, but it's time for me to actually do one thing. Either I'm going to die on that ring, or I'm going to find a way to win. And that's exactly what he brought into the ring. That sense of a commanding aura. And he showed up. As I got into the ring, and he then engaged into intimidating the people around him. And guess what? The fight was won not in 2 rounds, not in 3 rounds, not in 4, 5, 6, but in 1 round. And not just in 1 round, because each round is actually made of 3 minutes. The man managed to actually destroy his opponent in less than 91 seconds. So 91 seconds into the fight was over. And in a commanding manner, by the second time that Michael Spinks was actually sent on the ground, he never recovered. So they counted to 10, and the man was still on the ground because he was knocked out. This was not the type of fight where Muhammad Ali, when he was fighting against Sonny Liston back in the days, after one punch, we never knew if the punch landed or Sonny Liston decided to actually just throw himself to the ground because he was scared. But this was definitely a clear punch that landed, that connected with the body, and the person, when he went to the ground, he was out. The lights were out. The lights were out. Here's the funny thing. Before the fight, many historians were comparing this fight to the fight that took place between Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali back in the days, because Joe Frazier, the first time he actually fought with Muhammad Ali, they were both standing on an impressive record. None of them had experienced a loss before that fight. So they were actually compared to that iconic fight. Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, they were saying for the 18th generation, we're now actually comparing them to Michael Spinks and Mike Tyson. And it was supposed to be a clash of giants. It was supposed to be a long fight that was then going to determine who was indeed the true champion amongst the two. But guess what happened? Mike Tyson won. He won because he actually understood the science and the meaning beyond rituals. Some may say, you know what, he was just a boxer. All he knew, he just need to use the fist. No. When you actually start to understand Mike Tyson and to read about him and to listen to and watch his interviews, then you come to realize that this man was actually a man who took the time to study the world of boxing. Not only that, he went above and beyond, and he studied all the great generals. He studied Napoleon. He studied the Alexander the Great. He studied the Shaka Zulu. He studied all of them in order for him to actually get into the psyche and see how this man used to think before entering any type of battle. And now here are the 4 things I would like for us to actually then keep in mind when it comes to our own rituals on a daily basis, because I understand that you and I, most of us, are not into any type of professional sport, any type of competitive sport. So this is not our world. Our world is basically what we have to deal with people on a daily basis. But still, even in that world, we need to actually have a ritual that can help us get a certain edge before we leave our house. 4 steps that all of us can actually learn from that fight between Michael Spinks and Mike Tyson, and we can start incorporating right now. Number 1, visual. On a daily basis, you have to actually incorporate visual cues for your mind, for your subconscious, to realize that, you know what, this is a man or woman of importance. You have to create some visual cues. Mike Tyson decided to actually create some visual cues, and his visual cues were what? The black shorts, the black shoes, and the no socks, and basically showing up without wearing a robe. Because why? He wanted to actually look impressive, and he wanted to look intimidating before anyone he was going to stand. That's number one. Number two, make sure you create a sound, because all of us are motivated by different things, but you have to incorporate all these different elements in order for you to accelerate the manifestation of whatever you're looking for. You have to create a sound. A sound. For Mike Tyson, the sound was doom, 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 doom. That let everyone know that yes, at the time, here comes a general, and this general is ready for the war. You have to create a sound. You have to create a music. You have to find a sound that actually help you reinforce in your own mind and tell your subconscious that yes, this is now the beginning of the day for this mighty champion, because once a champion, always a champion. That's my belief. So you have to create a cue, an auditory cue for your mind to tell your subconscious that this is now the beginning of the day for the mighty champion, and the name is Dimitri, the name is Vanessa, the name is Joel, the name is your name. Just put your name in that sentence. Yes, this is now the beginning of the day for a mighty champion. That's number two. Number three, you have to create a kinesthetic feeling of actually superiority before the day even starts. Mike Tyson actually stepped into the ring showing and feeling that yes, he was superior. He was shorter than Michael Spinks. He wasn't standing at 5'11" compared to a 6'1" Michael Spinks. But Mike Tyson came into the ring with the aura and the feeling of superiority, and everything he was actually doing, moving around the ring, told everyone present that this is now a champion. This is a gladiator. Even before they were able to land the first punches, everyone could feel that Michael Tyson was feeling as the champion. So you too must feel like you are the champion. And number four, last but not least, before the fight, Muhammad Ali was actually signing for Michael Spinks. Said that Michael Spinks was going to win. Why? Because he looked at both styles and he said to himself, Michael Spinks is a superior boxer when it comes to this thing. But when you look at the record, Mike Tyson was sitting at 34-0. Michael Spinks was sitting at 31-0. So basically, Mike Tyson was here and Michael Spinks was here. So somehow, someone forgot to actually look at the record. Someone was just looking at something completely different. So basically, logic was not actually incorporated when it comes to comparing both gladiators before the fight. So Mike Tyson, in what he was doing, was trying to actually create now a fourth cue, basically the auditory visual, basically engaging the minds of the people, engaging his own mind, and reminding everyone present that as far as records are concerned, and as far as facts are concerned, I'm superior. I'm standing at 34-0, and Michael Spinks is only standing at 31-0. So again, four things. Make sure the visual, make sure the auditory, make sure the kinesthetic, make sure the auditory visual are incorporated when it comes to what you do on a day-to-day basis, so that when you start your day, your mind telling your subconscious that yes, this is now a woman and man of importance who's about to actually enter the ring and enter the arena and make great things happen. And anyone who sees you must actually feel that yes, this is someone who knows who they are. All right? I'm going to stop you for now, but before I go, just three things I like to ask you to do. Number one, as always, make sure you like the video. Number two, make sure you leave a comment. Number three, if you've done so, fantastic. If not yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And once you've done that, make sure you share this channel with your friends, your co-workers, your business associates, anyone that you may know, so that we can continue to grow together as a family. Thanks again for watching. Looking forward to sharing more with you in the days to come. Until then, take good care and remember to be safe. Goodbye.